Everything you said we already knew, more or less.
Well, here's something that you didn't know. 2 of those special atomic bombs haven't gone off.
And hello for the Open Final in Rigas Rudens 2022. We have Vorai from Lithuania and Ventspils from Latvia competing in a game to 13 of 35 minutes. The first pull goes up. We see horizontal stack from Vorai. A quick swing. Now already in the middle of the field. Looking for the hammer in the end zone. No options. Now a clean swing. A break swing farther. Good work from Ventspils pushing the Vorai back. Now Vorai again closer to the end zone. A lot of running, a lot of disc movement. This is probably the highest stall count this far. Now really close to the end zone with almost lying on the ground, still managing to give the pass. And a good cut to the end zone. Not deep enough. Still in that front line. Red zone. Probably looking for the long players. And a mistake. That was a good pressure from Ventspils on defense. Keeping up with all the swings and cuts what I had. And now Ventspils on offense.
Budiņš now starting things off for Ventspils, the main handler in this team. Zaķis to Richards. Lukševis with one-handed grab. And Gauba making up for his mistake. And he scores.
And a bookend to hold. That was a good read from Lithuanian defense. And a really quick response, picking up the disc and making sure that there are no other options for mistakes and to score the point. This far in the tournament, both these teams played in the elite group in the first day. Both of them took third and fourth place in that elite group, only playing between themselves in the universe point. No, what a layout! What a layout bid. Let's look at the replay. What is there? Can we look at the replay? A bit too late. Probably not be able to check that one. I think what they are discussing that Zaķis is saying that he was wobbling the disc and he had not fixed it before he was already in the end zone. This could be interpreted as intentional wobbling to get the point. Jānis, can you comment on the rules?
I think there's more discussion on actually the timing when Zaķis fixed the disc, and I also believe he wasn't in end zone. Anyway, Ventspils still have the disc. Eglītis to Krause. Budiņš to Skudra. And Krause wide open on the side. And it's 1-1.
Yeah, some miscommunication from defense in the end zone. Probably tried to arrange that each of the players take one side each. That Krause jams up and is ready to get some more action in the end zone. Yes, I started to say these both teams actually lost in the group games to Latvian Open 1 and to Estonians, but these are the two teams that played the best playoffs and are now competing in the final.
Dovydas Gauba to his brother, and back-to-back brother connection, and it looks like an injury in the end zone. Richards Rigas Rudens with an injury in the end zone. If there is a stoppage, he should take a sub, but he still stays on the field. Dovidas Gauba to Kestutis. Around throw, and it's out of bounds. The other Vorai player, Modestas Gauba, wasn't able to hold the disc in bounds, so it's an opportunity for Ventspils. Zaķis, Skudra, Racins with the undercut, centers disc to Zaķis. Skudra now. No one on Racins in the end zone, and Ventspils break. 2-1.
Yeah, unfortunate mistake in the end zone. Trying to make sure that the foot stays in, but concentrating on it too much and not managing to catch the disc. Ventspils, however, opening up their offense with a hammer throw to the break side, and from there, somehow Racins was alone in the end zone, and Skudra with a really sharp forehand throw managed to give a pass to the end zone. Now it's taken to the brick. Vorai moving forward really quickly again. Not too much on the stall at any of the possessions. And with this really rapid game, Ventspils just didn't manage to figure out what happens, how to react on defense. Probably should think about this for next defenses. Just make sure that all the dangerous points on the field are covered, and then take it from there.
Yeah, we saw the classic Vorai style in this offense. They're playing really fast, throwing lots of overheads, and when they manage to connect them, it's really, really hard to stop them. They're just throwing everything everywhere, and you don't know exactly what to expect from them. Now Ventspils, Krause, one more layout from him today. He made a couple of them before in the semi-final game. Budinč, back to Krause. Krause asking for the undercuts. Finds Budinč. Budinč swings across to Skudra. Skudra with very sharp forehand to Zaķis for the hold.
Was that a replay from the previous point for Ventspils, or am I mistaken? Probably mistaken, because although Skudra was the thrower, now we had Zaķis in the end zone for the catch.
Yeah, both those teams tend to play a really fast ultimate. They're not waiting for some perfect cut. They see opportunity and they just pass it to that player. Make the disc move, look for new opportunities, and just play general very fast ultimate. And as Vorai tend to switch at some point, they sometimes find an open player. Now Vorai, Galba to Ernestas, Blade, Modestas to his brother, dumps it back to Denises. Blade in the end zone, and once again Modestas scores.
At the beginning of the point, we saw what seemed to be a set play from Vorai. We saw a cutter from the break side cutting to the end zone, and the middle cutter going to the break side to get the break scuba or whatever the throw was. And that opens the game and allows offense to look for the easy points.
Nice pull from Ernestas. Defense is already there. Krause, Eglītis, Skudra, Centers the disc to Krause. And again, Zaķis in the same corner. 2 points in a row for him in the same corner. And also Lithuanians scored in the very same corner. So it looks like the best corner to score points at the moment.
Yeah. At some situations, I see the players on the field with the disc trying to indicate where they expect the cuts. Jans, do you think this playing with the remote control with the cutters is that the reason why these teams are in the final?
I believe nice block there from Lukševics. But both of those teams played very well yesterday, and all the games in the elite group was very close, and I think it just shows how tight is this tournament, that every single team can beat, like every elite team can beat each other. And if you lose one day, you might win the next day. Now Budinč to Lukševics. Back to Budinč. Zeltiņš now. Budinč with a nice handler cutting, looking for the blade. And Skudra in the end zone for the break.
That's a great celebration for Ventspils. They are happy. They got in front by 2 points. It was a bit unlucky for Vorai in the end zone with that throw. Ernestas was trying to still get the point, but the throw was just a little bit too much off. And we can hear some support for Lithuanians. I think this is the thing that is needed in this arena. We want to hear more fans. I hope we're going to hear some Latvians as well.
And Zaķis with a big block, but Modestas still gets the disc. And that's more like him. He made one mistake earlier in this game, but now he's just coming down with every single pass. Just like in the semi-final, where he played the superb game in the end zone. Now he's doing same thing here.
We see Zaķis actually doing similar things in the end zone when the disc is hit or bounced off defender's hand and getting that offense. But now he was on the other side. And they are both on the field, also covering each other for this point. Now some switching going on in Vorai team. Ventspils in the meantime just keeping the disc alive. Now we're already really close to the end zone. Looking for that break throw. Galba is poaching off. And a good choice. Good read of the game from Ventspils. They saw that Vorai are concentrating more on the break throw. And Budinč recognizing this. And with his speedy legs cutting to the end zone for a jump in to get a point.
Yeah, big celebration as well from Budinč. He's doing really good today and all tournament. Playing as a main handler for the Ventspils and cutting a lot. He's a player that is really hard to defend because he gave the disc away, he immediately cuts somewhere, turns around, cut in the other direction, and it's hard to stop him. Dovidas on the sideline, Zeltiņš on the mark. Ernestas wide open at the back. Modestas to his brother. Very patient offense so far from Vorai. Looking for the perfect opportunity. And a nice blade between two defenders in the end zone, and once again Modestas scores.
Yeah, there were some looks to the end zone in the middle of this point, but anyway, Vorai keeping it calm, swinging around, and a really sharp and blady throw between two brothers for the point. It's 5-6. Vorai still needs a couple of breaks to get in front, but those guys can do that. Let's see, the pressure is now on Ventspils to keep the lead. We see no one's cutting, the stall count's quite high. Now Zatis with the disc. Some quick swing to the front, and he did not manage to get that in. There's a discussion about this. Can we see a replay? Let's see, it's a bit too far, not zoomed in. Now it's a discussion between two players. It seemed like the players from the side had a good view and they called that one in. Krause, however, was ready to give it away straight away. Now it's still a discussion.
Yeah, it looks like both sidelines are having their own perspectives. Ventspils, the closest one, saying it was in, and Vorai saying it was out of bounds. Of course, they are not super objective here because they tend to see how they like a bit more.
Yeah, I think with the intensity of the game, you probably you see what you want to see on both sides. So I think that they resolved it really in a good way. They gave the disc back, and let's see how this turns out. How they say, the disc never lies, so we can try to see where it goes in this point.
Yeah, it was very, very close, and even from the replay, I wasn't able to tell was it in or out. Nevertheless, Skudra with a fast forehand. It's his reliable weapon. Some very sharp throws with his wrist, even though the backhand could be easier in this situation.
Yeah, really interesting choice from Skudra. I believe he just thought that he doesn't have enough time to switch for a backhand throw. Also, you need to put a lot of swing to have a sharp backhand throw. So, yeah, that's the experience. Those little things that you calculate in a split second and make sure that you make the correct choice to score the point.
Yeah, and actually it was a very important point as well because we have reached the middle point of the game. We are at the half, and Ventspils won the first half 7-5, and I believe they will start on the offense the second half as well. So they will have opportunity to score and get 3-point lead. So, what do you think, Martin, so far about this game? What's Vorai doing wrong in those last couple points when Ventspils have run away?
I think they are relying on the quick movement, but with the quick movement, you also create a lot of options for mistakes, if you can say so, and then especially when it's the middle of the game or the second half of the game, probably the intensity hits in the heads as well, and at some points the decisions are not that good, or maybe the quality is not that good. And I think this is a point where Vorai should just calm down a little bit, try to get back into the game, and keep some power and energy for the last points, because those could change something. Now it's a discussion. The pull went outside of the field and hit something in the hole. So it's a discussion where it's going to be brought in, and then it should be brought into the point where it crossed the perimeter line.
Yeah, exactly. Disc never came back in the bounce, but still Vorai managed to force Ventspils back a bit. Zatis Skudra with a nice undercut. Eglīts now. Būdiņš. To Zaķis. Zaķis usually play as his own player, but now Modestas is forcing him under. Just throwing a scuba to swing it. Back to Zaķis. Very nice cheeky throw to Būdiņš. Eglīts now. And Skudra in the end zone. 5-8. First time Ventspils have a 3-point lead.
Yeah, Ventspils really working good, looking good with that quick offense. I think again the stall count didn't go to more than 4, maybe 5 for Vorai. So a good disc movement from Ventspils. Now see can Vorai adjust and maybe calm down a little bit on the offense and keep that energy for the defense points.
Yeah, we can actually see on the side that Būdiņš is stretching something out. His face looks like a bit in a pain. Meanwhile, Vorai almost scores. Huge hammer. Dovidas on the goal line. Nowhere to put it. Dumps it back to his brother. Kestutis now. And Mikenas not able to save the disc. Eglīts immediately picks it up. Lukševits. Blade in the end zone to Zeltiņš, and it slips through his hands. Young player made a mistake. A bit unexperienced one. He started only couple years ago and now is going to play in national team, so still he's progressing very fast. Dovidas Galba to Kestutis. Dovidas again. Mikenas. Ernastas. Hammer in the end zone, and Modestas once more.
We saw some rushed throws from both teams, and then Vorai managed to get it back, and I think they calmed down a little bit. The swings and passes were not that quick, and I think that is the way to go, at least for a couple of points to calm down. But what I see on Ventspils' sideline, there's a player joining the game. He's been on the roster for the whole tournament. However, for personal reasons, did not play the first day and the first half of this day. So Kristaps Bergman is joining Ventspils. Now Ventspils probably have taken a timeout. Did they take the timeout? I think yes. Yeah. And allowing Kristaps to get prepared for the game. As a tall player with his experience, he might add. However, I would be careful at this point of the game to bring in players that have not played the whole tournament. Ventspils is leading. As you say, if it's working, you don't have to fix it. Just keep it on going.
Yeah, Bergman's probably heard out that his team is playing in the final, and he decided to join them in the last second to get that medal. Now he's just warming up on the side, and I think he could be a great addition to the team on the defensive line, just to contest Modestas a bit more. Because so far he's the one scoring almost every single point, and now it looks like we will have zone defense from Vorai. And there's the contact. So it's a foul, uncontested. And yeah, Vorai is playing the zone. Krause with a nice cut through the defenders. Zaķis. Būdiņš. To Zaķis. Back to Budins, just throwing overheads back to each other. Zaķis once again. Krause now wide open. Zaķis in the center. Skudra now. Eglīts getting closer and closer to that end zone. But nobody is in the end zone so far. Krause. And that's not a great throw there from Krause. Dovidas intercepts it. And now Vorai on the offense. And Skudra almost in time there, but no. And again, brother to brother connection. Dovidas to Modestas.
What a good strategic decision from Vorai. I think in a game where both teams are playing quick offenses, a zone defense, the one that has been played a lot and practiced a lot, is something that you have to bring into the game. I'm not sure if Ventspils has something similar in their pocket, but we have seen Vorai practicing in a game situations the zone a lot. And maybe it should have been done already in the first half, but it's never too late, and it's better now than not at all.
Yeah, we can see that Krause is stepping out the field and apologizing several times to all the teammates, saying it was his fault, he shouldn't throw it like that. But now Vorai sticking with the zone. However, they have way shorter roster on the field because both of the brothers are off. And very risky throw from Eglītis. I think in this tournament so far he have thrown lots of risky throws, and this time it paid off. Nice read from Lukševics, getting position and stepping back for the grab.
A nice effort from Kestutis. That was maybe a little bit misread on the height of the disc, but anyway, going there, putting on a pressure. I think it's always important to go to the very end, and if you make the best you can, then there's nothing to blame on you. Now Bergmans with the pull. That's a great one, exactly in the corner. Let's see how Jānis said. Will he give some advantage on the defense? As it was predicted, he's working with the two brothers, the tallest players on the Vorai team. Now Vorai having a bit of trouble. There's a contact. The disc will come in. Probably from zero. Now swing to the center. Good read from Skudra. He needs to get back to his player. He does that now. Close to the end zone. Gauba with the disc. On the open sideline. That's a really hard spot. But the height mismatch. On the disc, and Gauba with the score. It seemed like there's going to be a bit of a rough discussion between the players, but they solved it quite well. Yeah, we see here. Maybe they were thinking about attempting a discussion about in or out, but Skudra looked at his teammates and called it in.
It was nice bid from Skudra. Almost get there in time. But still, Vorai managed to hold that offense. Now Ventspils, Krause, to Zaķis, Eglītis, Budins, to Zaķis, Lukševics now. Hammer in the end zone to Krause, and he scores.
And that guy is enjoying the showtime. He likes to score and get that camera angle on him. We're just waiting for some nice celebrations, maybe. I would say if I want to see someone getting the last point of the game on Ventspils' side, that's Krause. I believe there's going to be some attractive celebration. Can we see that?
Yeah, we actually have seen a couple of his celebrations before. And one of the best one was, of course, in my opinion, highlight of the day, where he made the insane layout grab to score the hammer pass in the end zone. So if you haven't seen that, go watch the semi-final and look at that play, because that was insane. Modestas. Dumps it back. Ernestas gets the whole field opened. Dovidas back to Ernestas. No one is on the mark. Again, Budins is just poaching. Now we're very, very close to the end zone. Still, no one there, and now Dovidas scores.
Yeah, for quite a long time, no one was covering Ernestas. I think at the moment when someone got near to him, that opened up a space in the end zone and allowed Vorai to score. Let's see, is it gonna be a zone defense? I would say no. It didn't work the previous time. They have done it a couple of points already. I would say get back to the man D, and this is the time to get the energy on the field to even it out and make it a universe point final. We hear Lithuanian fans, and I think that's gonna give some energy, and maybe he's the sixth player.
Actually, Vorai is still sticking with the zone. Almost a hand block there. Eglitis to Lukševic. Two Ogres players are handling now. Zaķis stepping from the deep zone out and helping the handlers. Skudra finds Zaķis in the far side, back to Skudra. Eglitis, Krause, back to Eglitis, and a nice throw to Krause, and he spikes once more.
As I said, we can expect some celebrations from this guy. Vorai, as I said, probably should switch back to man. This is the final. These are the final points. I think Ventspils have adjusted, and they should mix it up once more to make sure that the offense doesn't get too comfortable on this one. Although there was some pressure, some close catches with the close defender, but anyway. The game has calmed down. Ventspils have adjusted, so this is time to switch back to man. Now, but however, Vorai on offense. Now looking for an easy one throw point. Maybe choosing a defender with the least experience and using this advantage to score an easy one throw point. Also, it was quite a good one. Might have been a bit deeper, but good enough to score.
Yeah, Vorai really trusting the players. Mikenas, he made one mistake in the center of the field a couple points ago, but still teammates trusting him in the air, and he scored that hammer. Now it looks like more man-to-man defense. Krause with a nice last second undercut. Zaķis swings around to Eglitis. Very low pass, and once again Ventspils have made mistake, and it's Eglitis who's actually the most experienced player on this line. Denisas now. Ernestas, Dovidas, Mikenas. Denisas. Ernestas. Back to Denisas. Dovidas. And Modestas. And we are tied at 11. And the time is also running out, so we will have game to 13.
Lithuanian supporters going wild. As I said, this is the 6th player on the field, and now Ventspils have a tough time in front of them. It's full pressure on them to keep the serve until the end of the game. But we see a lot of experience in the line on the field, so these players have done it a lot of times in different tournaments. So probably a typical situation for them. Now Zachis with a swing. Good poach off for Galba, but Ventspils. Now it's 1-on-1 in the end zone. Now there's no one in the end zone for Ventspils. Zachis with a disc, a contact. Discussion about what happened.
Yeah, some contact in the end zone. They're calling a pick, while Skurda is saying it was a foul. So basically, both cutters were just running in different directions and made a contact in between. So Zatis just dumps it back to Krause. Lukševic. Budinč. They managed to get the tallest guy out of the end zone. And there's a foul call on the throw. It's uncontested. Modestas admits that he hits Budinč's hands. Skudra. Around to Krause. Both of the brothers are out of the end zone. And maybe Ventspils should use that, as they are the hardest matchups to play against in the zone. Lukševic. Around to Budinč. Zatis. Back to Budinč. Lukševic. Krause. Budinč. Lukševic. Very high pass in the end zone, and Zatis scores! And it's in! I believe it's in.
Let's see a replay. There is a crowd around the camera. We are looking at it.
And I believe Zatis is in. Yes, it's in! It's in! And it's in. Still discussion there.
Yeah, some discussion among the players. Still Vorai. Vorai announcing also announcing the point. What an insane grab from Zatis. That is what we want to see from him. Lukševic coming off the field, understanding that teammates are going to remind him about this one a couple of times after this tournament. Let's see, we don't have Krause on the field for defense, which might be okay because we might go into the universe point. As I said, if Ventspils wins, I want to see Krause scoring. On the other side, I would say one of the brothers should get the point if they win. Okay, Stutis with a good cut to the end zone. Vorai, everyone's moving towards the end zone. Now they are already on this half of the field. There are 3 players waiting for the swing. Ventspils poaching to make sure there are no quick scores. It's no one's in the end zone for Vorai. They are trying to open up the space, but Bergman is doing a good job with Galba. And dear spectators, we have the universe point. The universe point of Rigas Rudens. What else? What else could you wish for? Open final. Let's see. Will Vorai have a chance to score? Or is it going to be a clean offense? Let's look for that.
Yeah, so Ernestus gets the disc in very dangerous position, and Bergman is in the end zone. He just had to guess on which side Modestus is going to run and hope for the best. Unlucky for him, he guessed wrong. And now we go in this multiverse point. The winner of this point is going to take the gold medals. Dovidas with the pull. Būdiņš, Zaķis, Eglītis. And Būdiņš. Close poach there from Dovidas. Krause. Saying no, I don't want to throw in the end zone to you. There, but Zaķis is open! And Ventspils scores! And Ventspils wins the Rigas Rudens. But looks like we have a call on the field.
There's agreement between the players, no contest. It's a travel called on Būdiņš quite a while ago. I would say there's a bit of a mismatch in the end zone, so Ventspils should look to use that. We also have Skudra with a lot of space in front of him. I would say he should get the disc. The Gauba will probably lower down to the end zone. No. What is the stall count? It should be quite high, but I would say the best option, get it to Skudra. It's one-on-one with Zaķis with a bit of a mismatch in the end zone.
So still the same play. Būdiņš now to Zaķis. Skudra. Wide open Būdiņš. Doing all the dirty work in the middle of field. And a miscue between the players. And it's opportunity for Vorai to take the gold. Denises will start. And a mistake back! Zaķis taking a timeout. Very smart timeout here. So that they made one mistake. Offense wasn't working quite well. And now they're just taking the timeout just to breathe a bit. Make sure that they are on the same page. How to deal with this defense. So, Martins, what do you think? What should Ventspils do in this position?
Well, let's see what they have set up for the offense. I think they should start with a bit of a swinging to move the defense players. I would prefer to know what Vorai should do to make sure that they do the best and get the disc back, because Ventspils, half of the field, this is a good position to take the championship to Kurzeme, region of Latvia. But Vorai, they have a tougher job, and I think it would be interesting to see what they can figure out.
I'm not quite sure about this fact, but I think none of these teams have ever won Rigas Rudens before. So both of these teams are really, really eager to get this one home. Būdiņš. Skudra. Zaķis, close to the end zone, swings around to Krause. Asking for the cuts. Eglītis. In the end zone to Zaķis in the same corner where he scored before. And now they are taking the gold for the real.
Yeah, wow, what a tournament. What a tournament Ventspils have had. Playing the lead group. Winning Vorai in universe points in the group game. Then playing all through the playoffs to get to the final. Also meeting Vorai again. Going into the universe point. And we can see, as I said, Krause is celebrating without even getting the last point. Those are some really impressive celebrations. Vorai have things to take home to think about. They still have months ahead before the European Championships. I believe both teams will have something to learn. I think it's easier for Vorai to learn because they have the bitterness of the loss in the final. But let's see. We have seen good teams in this tournament. Many of them preparing for the European Championships. I hope also some other countries are represented in our viewers, not only the Baltics. So be ready. Baltics are ready for European, and we are ready to take the whole pedestal.
Yeah, exactly as you said. Even though this isn't the biggest Rigas Rudens tournament we have seen, but the top level was very, very intense here. All the games were super high level, and teams are really preparing for this national championship. I really hope you enjoyed this live stream with us. So thank you from me, and the last few words from Martin as well.
Yeah, I think we also should say thanks to the organizers. The tournament setup and the play was worked out really well. I think with the elite group having the top teams playing amongst themselves the first day. In challenger groups, also most of the games were quite close. We saw that there was a crossover play between the elite and challengers. Elite showed that there is quite a big gap between the teams on one side and on the other side. So figuring out the structure of the tournament, I think that was great luck and worked out really fine. So thanks for organizing this one to the organizers group, and I believe if there are no restrictions and no other world big problems as we are having lately, we're gonna meet next year as well, and we hope to have a bigger elite group, bigger Rigas Rudens, and many teams participating and enjoying this great sport. Thank you, and see you at Europeans.